Spanish isn't the first language I've learned, but it is the first one I've learned almost entirely with comprehensible input. I started out with Duolingo and a notebook which had 300 words in it by the time I stopped. The reason I stopped was that I'd been made aware of Dreaming Spanish, and that sounded like much more fun. Right now I've got 340 hours logged in Dreaming Spanish. 252 hours of that is from videos, 58 hours from podcasts, and the remaining 30 hours are what I gave myself for previous study at the start. I think that was an underestimate because I felt slightly ahead of the roadmap from pretty early on. For video content, I started with just Dreaming Spanish. I've got some auditory processing issues, so I've got a particularly high tolerance for ambiguity to begin with, and that made it easier to start including native YouTube content on familiar, visual-heavy topics. Apparently, there's no upper limit to how many times I'll watch aesthetic notion tours or what I eat in a day videos. I've watched the odd episode here and there of dubbed and native TV shows, but not with high enough comprehension to be worth doing regularly at this point. For podcasts, I started with chill Spanish listening practice as soon as I was able to follow something with just audio. I was at 90 hours at that point, so 60 hours of Dreaming Spanish. Then I moved on to learn Spanish and Go, which I stuck with until I hit level 4, more on that in a moment. I've done a small amount of reading because I was in the bookshop anyway, and they had the school study book for A2 Spanish, and I could understand that pretty well. All of my reading so far has been practice sheets for that exam that I found online. I'm not officially speaking, but I can't help speaking aloud sometimes. I have done a little bit of crosstalk, just a couple of hours, with the recently added crosstalk feature in the LCB app. I had a plan for level 4, which is what I'm doing at the moment. Since I can barely keep quiet as it is, I decided that I'll start speaking officially at 600 hours, the start of level 5. To that end, I'm spending level 4 solely focused on Spanish from Spain, just to optimise my starting point. I was doing 4+ hours a day towards the end of level 3, so I pulled back to just 1 hour a day in May, while I focused on another language, but I hope to go back up to at least 2 hours a day soon. I was hoping to clear my schedule a bit to make some time for reading anyway, and then I managed to track down the Spanish versions of a number of books I enjoyed as a child. The familiarity I have with them makes them more or less comprehensible already, so I think that would be a great start to reading properly. I'm also aware that my proficiency with English is down to just how much I read as a child, so I'd love to see what effect all the reading might have on my Spanish as well. So that's it for my first Spanish update. I've got a German update coming soon, as well as an outdoorsy video for my adventures, so definitely subscribe to catch those. Also, I'd like to hear from you. What languages are you learning? Have you tried Dreaming Spanish? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you'll join me again next time.